I'm here with Catawba Baseball's assistant coach, Michael Lowman. Coach Lowman, thank you for being here. This past weekend, you took 2 games down from Pfeiffer and Tusculum in your early season tournament here at Newman Park. Can you kind of talk to us about those 4 games?
Yeah, I thought we played really well the first three. The last one with Tusculum, we made 6 errors, but we're still able to win, which was a good sign. But starting pitching was good. Nick Lamascola, John Tuttle, Ross Whitley, Cameron Cockman all went at least 5 innings into the ball game, which is good, being this early with the weather being cold. Hitters did a pretty good job. I thought we struck out a little bit too much, but we scored enough runs to win with the pitching that we had. I think the best surprise on the weekend was the way our bullpen performed, which that was kind of where we had some questions marked, with the exception of Craig Brooks in the back end. We kind of knew what we were going to get out of him. But Graham Lawing, Ryan McClintock, and some of those guys really came in and did a good job. And that was kind of the question we had going into the weekend, is who was going to bridge from our starter to Brooks at the end. And those guys really did a good job. Guys were looking forward to playing. I thought they competed really well. And it was just good to get off to a nice start.
And one of the things to really highlight about pitching is that Catawba, you're ranked 13th in the nation going into it. You were facing 17th ranked Tusculum, and they were throwing their 1 and 2 at you when you were already down to your 3 and 4 by you got to them. Can you kind of elaborate on the pitching staff during the Tusculum games?
Well, I think Ross Whitley threw the first game against Tusculum. Cameron Cockman started the second one. And it really just kind of speaks to our depth that we have at starting pitching. I don't have any doubt that Ross Whitley could be a 1 or 2 for a lot of teams in the South Atlantic Conference. And nobody prepares himself more to pitch than Ross does. We got what we expected out of Ross. And Cameron Cockman, he's a Division I transfer. He's thrown some big games through high school, through his Legion career, and pitched at the Division I level. So he wasn't intimidated at all by the environment and by playing Tusculum. Tusculum, we've seen Taylor Rakes before. We've seen him a lot better than he was in Game 1, and I don't have any doubt that they'll get a lot better. They probably haven't been able to get outside as much as we have, so I know they'll continue to improve throughout the year. And their starter in the second game, Cody Porch, he was new to us. He's a Walter State transfer, was drafted out of high school. He left with a no-hitter. He just had trouble finding the strike zone. In the second game, the best thing we did was not swing. We drew, I think, 10 or 11 walks, got a lot of men on base, had 2 hits with men on base that were big, but we were just kind of patient, waited them out, got in their bullpen a little bit, so we see what maybe we can expect when they come back for our weekend series. But no doubt that they'll get better. But the way Ross and Cameron performed, Ross kept us in the ball game. I know he didn't get the win, but he pitched really well, kept us in the ball game. Cameron kind of battled through 5 innings, came out with the lead, and we were able to hang on at the end. But, we know going into the year, Ross is a guy that's going to start weekend games for us. And Cameron's going to be a big factor starting either midweek or in the back end of the bullpen. So it was just encouraging to get wins out of those guys.
And that's glad to get them 4-0 start going into this weekend. And you've got another 4-game tournament this weekend up in Asheboro. You'll be facing Pfeiffer 2 games and Barton 2 games. Can you kind of let us know about those 2 teams and what to expect for this weekend?
Well, obviously we've seen Pfeiffer already. Barton, we play, annually. And I know Barton had kind of a down year last year, but I looked at their numbers. They've got a lot of guys returning. I'm sure they'll be better than they were last year. Pfeiffer, I'm sure, is improving. They've kind of seen our guys. We've seen theirs. But the big thing about, our guys at Catawba is, and we've talked about it before, after what we did last year, it really means something for teams to beat us. So we kind of got a target on our back, and we know we're going to get people's best shot, and we can't take anybody lightly because beating Catawba would be a big deal for them, especially – you don't pay a lot of attention to rankings this early, but, if you beat the number 6 team in the country, that's obviously a boost for your program. So we're looking for their best shot. Obviously, we can't take anybody lightly, and we just want to play well, keep improving. Hopefully the pitchers continue to do well. Hitters start getting their timing down a little bit more, kind of cut down on our strikeouts, and just keep building, because next weekend conference play starts with Wingate coming in, which I'm sure will be tough. So we just got to continue to improve steadily.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully we'll leave it 8-0.
All right, thank you.